ahwefo ne etie for essential makwaba e de ba Chroma TV so na ye bora insira ne ye bo we Paul Adom Okyere akachi papai e de nsem bi atodwa nsem na oka na ye say Miracles Aboagye no say the presidential staff I demand the new patriotic party no the nsem bi atodwa nsem de so de bia no Sammy Gyamfi ne say papai na say papai and the de Miracles Aboagye e go share e wo TV so e radio so kra na Sammy Gyamfi no ho kire de papa after Sammy Gyamfi de kasa yo na so be kan de obeso kan na awie no Miracles Aboagye kire say in fact the oka and throw no proving it wrong what we say they be no Sammy Gyamfi na Paul Adom Okyere say in fact ono so dream one tia say because I didn't na Sammy Gyamfi na no ye dem pa no they be no clash with the Miracles Aboagye na no Okyere ne sa so dream one tia so the sense so atudwa ntino my ekotie nsem Paul Adom Okyere so the tutwa ni nchirimo ono so the babon.
I think that the MPP may have found a communication antidote to my friend from Christ Embassy, Sammy Gyamfi. I don't know when Sammy Gyamfi will meet Miracles Aboagye and succeed. I don't know why they always present Sammy Gyamfi to Miracles. I watched this video, I said, hey, but every time they meet, must Miracles hound Sammy Gyamfi out of the studio with such very powerful truth? Have a look at this, have a look.
Say, NDC for Frempong Boateng say, yeah, galamsey pa ewo Ghana. Enti, the ewo report di muno. Yes, so ye jitu mu ana. Obi. Minu ana expose no say unpacking kind. That is why he has said so. Because report Boateng be bia ni wa ewo in this 37-page report or see NDC for ye galamsey. There is no part of this report. And I'm just trying to find that relevant portion. What Frempong Boateng said, and he said, NDC for a well established in small scale mining. Obi, small scale mining. Ghana Mrama Hokwan. Paragraph 5, page 3. Muntie de Frempong Boateng kai. It is well known in small scale mining circles that NDC members and sympathizers were well established in small scale mining. Me ba to we galamsey. Atrofo mun kenkan na ma betra radio so na mo mislead amanfo asemo Frempong Boateng abeto ya
medjuma en obi eni wo Ghana ha obi a wo Ghana ha bi eni
2 minutes each.
Obi can I speak?
No, I'm here. You are giving how many minutes each?
I want him to be here so I embarrass you.
You are giving how many?
Can I speak? Can you please
shut up? I want to control it. You need to cooperate with
It's okay.
But if you are sitting,
let him talk. Can you just leave and stop the nuisance? Professor from Bomante, what a reporting show. NDC for illegal mining. The guy is a pathological liar, and he says it with so much confidence. Or council no say the atom. Whoa, I will try to what's I catch me, Mr. Meno, and you Sukanoma. Meanwhile, you're lying. Obisha, or say, from Bomante say. In Wasa East District, a former NDC deputy minister who is also MP for Wasa East constituency has been actively mining in the Supreme area for years. Or say, when MPP party officials complained and the army component of the Operation Vanguard was withdrawn, almost 2 years to the 2020 elections, the NDC was given an advantage in terms of access to resources for mining. Or say, this is because there are far more NDC people engaged in illegal mining than MPP members in the region. It's in the Frempong Boateng report. The guy is a liar. He shouts and screams. He's a pathological lawyer. Now me who lawyer to be here in the Trantro say that. Also Okyere report no. He said it on record. Say Frempong Boateng said nowhere. Say NDC for engaged in illegal mining. Frempong Boateng report or say this is because there are far more NDC people engaged in illegal mining than MPP members in the region. Sammy Gyamfi is a liar. Obi trying to be a convo.
Those are personal.
Now we're not here. We're not the radio station now.
Miracles.
All right. This I just have to pass this small matter through, and then we will continue. We have some guests in the studio who, we like to encourage all of these young people. They're staging a play, and because of Aboagye, more people are staging plays now. I saw and we need to encourage them, isn't it? So we'll be encouraging them. They're here. We'll put them on TV soon. There was this conference that was held. By the way, viewers, I have been told that Google was set up by, Google was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Larry Page and Sergey Brin. And Larry Page. They set up Google. They founded Google, and Mark Zuckerberg has not yet bought it. All right, that's the factual information. Okay, you see my voice? Yeah, that's strong like that. All right, now may he rest in peace, Saint Ibafuboni. I heard the story about journalists are not well paid and all of that, and I listened to it carefully. I said, it's interesting. It's very sensitive. Okay, very, very sensitive. I think journalists here or journalists anywhere should be well paid. Even ahead of talking about paid, journalists work with tools. So it's important that journalists are given the tools. For me, that's the first thing. If I employ a journalist, first thing, you give him a computer, whether it's a laptop or it's a desktop, you give him a computer and you give him data so that he can do his work. You give him a mobility. Very, very important. Whether it's an office car or you give him a car or whatever it is, you give him a loan to buy a car. Mobility is important. He has to be mobile, okay? And he has to have a phone. So for me, I consider journalists that you employ. Thank you for the Fred Wise picture. I consider journalists that you employ that their phone is your responsibility. You have to buy the phone for them. Even if he comes to a job with the phone, you give him the phone that you want him to be able to use so that he can use it. You give him an iPhone, whatever. That's what I believe. In terms of paying, remunerating, I think that the journalist must justify it by the story that he does. That's what it is all over the world. Now, I can use myself as an example. When I didn't plan to be a journalist, by the way, I was doing my work, studying, university went on strike. I went to Radio Universe playing around with Aban Korahine, Ajoanyantin, Alhaji Siddiq was our boss, Professor Kwame Kaikai was there, and Mr. Bonakumsin was there too. And I was reading news on Radio Universe. When Eko Achampo, my friend from Presec, heard me say that at the end of the news that my name is Paul Adumochu, he said, is that Paul? Oh, Kagdi, I know him. He looked for me and said, I heard you reading news on it. I started here before. Eko Achampo was in the studio. He came from America and I hosted him and I said the story. And Eko said that, do you want to do media? I said, media? He said, let me take you to KKD, my own KKD. Took me to KKD and KKD said, I think you can do it. But the next week, KKD had left the company and Tommy and Amforsen had come in. Fred Okyere was the owner of the business at the time. So they got me in. As an intern, I started reading news. What's the name again? George Brune. Great. George Brune will help me with some pronunciations here and there, and then I get it well, and then we read on, okay? And then Fred Okyere took an interest in me and said, what do you do? I said, I'm a student at him. He said, so Fred Okyere came and said, when you read the news in the morning, by the time I come to work, you are not here. I always hear you at 6 o'clock. And by the time I come, they say, you've gone. Where do you go? I said, I go to school. He said, where? I said, Legon. He said, oh, what are you studying? I told him, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He said, okay, that's good. So you're doing this as what, an intern? I said, yes. He was the owner of the business. He and Alhaji Nayak, they were the owners of Choice FM. Okay. He said, okay, that's good. So you're doing this as what, an intern? I said, yes. He was the owner of the business. He and Alhaji Nayak, they were the owners of Choice FM, as it was then called. Kwabena Peku was there. Sammy B was there. Everybody was there, okay? And Kofi Owusu was there. They would teach me. In fact, I have to say something about Victor Markin. He taught me how to pronounce Arabian names, Hariri and all of that. But Victor Markin taught me that. So the news is ready. They give it to me because I'm an intern. They give it to me in the newsroom. I read it to Victor Markin. He says, no, check this one. Change this pronunciation. Change that. And then I go and read. When I finish reading, Tommy will say, you didn't pronounce this word well. So go back and say it again. And that's why Tommy taught me about saying the time. You don't say it's 10:32 on radio. You say hour to the half, and then from there you go to the next hour, because you have to prepare people's minds for the next hour and tell them they are getting late. So you don't say it is 10:45. You say it's 15 minutes to the top of the hour at 11. So
any some Paul Adumochu so to drive from Miracles Aboagye de bia order or Sammy de foot Sammy de film no or the same sort to do and say Chimodia Babon Tiam Sumidi Abraham to me a comment session also for Chewa and Yabram Sumit to me I can kind of Yamaha. Chromative Swam Casibo Abraham Midi, Eddie or Bingy Bosechi, Macron.